Whenever Claressa does something, she always manages to make everyone laugh. Because explained to me why she was dumped by Papoose only a day after getting a tattoo of him, and declaring in an interview that she would like to have a child with him next year. Because they initially think Claressa is conceited for a lady who is clearly being exploited. Many people don't feel sorry for her. Secondly, they dislike that she is out here doing all of this when Papoose is perfectly aware of it. He still has a child and is married. Finally, she believed Remy was attempting to ruin her relationship, even though Remy had warned her that Papoose would take advantage of her and eventually dump her for a younger woman. He could truly dominate. Claressa wasn't the only one with this thought. In fact, the same was true for many people as well. Here we are now. The whole situation started a few days ago when Claressa arrived to weigh in for her impending combat. Lean Daniels. She had a tattoo of Papoose's name on the bottom of her right arm, which people noticed when she removed her fur coat to weigh herself, and they soon turned their focus from the original reason she was there to her tattoo, given that she purposefully tucked her bathing suit in so the tattoo would be visible. It appears that Claressa wanted us to view this smooth tattoo. Numerous people went right after her to drag her for dirt because they weren't here for this. Someone told me that she couldn't tell me if this was true about her first boyfriend. Is the swimming suit visible because sis tucked it in? It's strange. According to someone else, to have the name of another woman's husband permanently inked on you. If all of this wasn't awful enough, the paparazzi later interviewed her and Papoose. And when Papoose was urged to reciprocate by getting a tattoo of Claressa while they were being recorded, he didn't seem very excited. He dismissed the question with a laugh, and in order to keep his dignity, Claressa had to join in when she was asked on camera if he would do the same for her. He was having trouble responding, even though she had a tattoo of her partner on her body. I'm sorry.
Now I gotta ask, I know this might sound like a crazy question, but we saw the Papoose tattoo, so I gotta ask, is there a quote tattoo? I gotta ask.
Stay tuned.
Uh-oh, stay tuned. That's what's up.
You guys are surprised, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, I'm gonna play the internet games. You know? We try to stay foul and sell out. I had to give him a little peek.
A little sneak peek. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Been had it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Now, I didn't get tattooed this week.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, she has been involved in other relationship-related activities in recent days. She was talking endlessly in an interview a few days ago about wanting to put her career on hold and continue to have children with Papoose the next year. However, despite the fact that he currently resides in her home, Papoose has never once indicated any interest in having children with her, and aside from the meager royalties he receives from his music, his only source of income is managing her. Thus, he essentially spends the entire night blowing her back out, staying at her house while she allegedly pays all the bills, eating her food, receiving his money as her manager, then blowing her back out some more using the energy he gets from the food she purchases, all the while refusing to have children with her. What a disaster, darling.
Do you think of that like an expiration date on your career, or is it 8 years and that's it? Or when will you try and go into, having a family, or would you have a kid and then go back to boxing?
That's what I want to do. I feel like I've put too much time on hold on having a kid and being married and stuff for boxing already. I'm gonna have a baby next year. We already have it planned out. I'm gonna have a baby next year, and then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one, and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I think that'll also help me too while I'm going through this whole body and life changing.
And as if things couldn't get any uglier, there are now reports that Papoose is cheating already and maybe leaving Claressa in the coming days. He's been snooping on her for a while, apparently. In order to avoid people telling her that Remy told her he was going to do this, she would choose to put up with that rather than end their relationship. Claressa's actions are not shocking in the least, because she is a very arrogant person and because she and Remy have been insulting one another so much in the past several months. It is no surprise that she will not put herself in a position where people will make fun of Remy was correct from the start. Recall that not very long ago, after she received divorce papers, Remy and Papoose had a lengthy and unpleasant argument. She also essentially stated in that tirade that Papoose would harm Claressa. In this way, Remy informed Claressa that Papoose was only living with her because he was unable to pay his rent. and that her home provided the kind of free lodging he needed to rebuild his life. Remy claimed that while she was incarcerated, Pat promoted the idea of a beautiful marriage between them, but in fact, he was cheating on her and getting several women pregnant.
I'm such a real one. I know the procedure when somebody goes to prison. I know the procedure. So it was never about infidelity. When I came home, I went straight through that phone immediately. I know what was up. When I had to fight baby mothers at mother-in-law's houses on Thanksgiving, I knew that girl wasn't lying about what she was saying was going on while I was there. I knew she wasn't lying. I just was mad. I knew she wasn't lying though. If we keeping it a bean, I knew she wasn't lying. You refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see.
What women? How do y'all think y'all know what people? What do you tell somebody being broke to y'all? Because I see a lot of this like upgrade, downgrade. So and so's broke. This one's broke. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all don't know what people have. Actually, my ex might be the least income making person that I've ever been with. Ever. Everybody included.
It's my house because I paid for it. All 1.3 million, whatever it was, I paid in cash. With my name on it only. I take care of the kid, I take care of it, so I stay here. You go, you move over here. You're a piece of Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of This, the gambling, the failures that you've had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. Why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of your percentage because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign, don't want to get his stuff out his ex house. Doesn't be there for his child that he begged for, but telling you he wants another one. Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son. I would be telling you, girl, get your from over there. What are you talking about? That's what I would be doing if that was my friend.
These accusations were met with a clapback from Papoose, who wasn't particularly kind either. In order to visit her in jail every day for the first year of her sentence, he allegedly wrecked his own career by skipping performances and studio sessions. Papoose says he went bankrupt as a result, and when Remy came out, all he received in return was her cheating with every man she met and then gaslighting him, as if he hadn't supported her the entire time.
Everybody know I was on top of the world, the $1.5 million man, hottest rapper on the planet. Y'all seen it. Her situation took place, like I said, I left my tour, came back, bailed her out. When I bailed her out, nothing but expense after expense after expense. I had to pay to pack her crib up, pay to put everything in storage, pay the storage bill every month, get a condo closer to the jail so I could visit her every day. Visiting her every day, driving back and forth to the visit to see her every day. Everybody in my ear, Pat, you gotta get to work. You can't visit her every day. My deal folded. I exhausted all my funds. I had to get back to work. That's why I only visited her every day for a year straight. But after that, I had the space to visit out to like 3 times a week. Never missed a Christmas, never missed a Mother's Day, never missed a single holiday. I was there. Took care of the kids, took care of my stepson, took care of you, fed you, did everything for a year straight without working. It came a time where if her son needed certain things, if she had something in her account or whatever, she had to take care of it. If she could, she did. But for the most part, I did. Every single thing. That wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. I tolerated your foolishness, your cheating, and your adultery for years and years and years for the sake of my child. Everything would be fine and you would still violate. Because you know why? You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. That's one of the main problems with you. But it wasn't good enough for you to move on and be an adult after you cheated. And I gave you numerous opportunities to stop the cheating. We went to a therapist. Why come on here and lie and say we haven't slept together since 2022? Why come on here and make it seem like that's true? We never had an agreement. Oh, you be with who you be with and I be with. We never had an agreement. All we had was you lying, saying that you're not with him. Why would you deal with him? That's all we had. And when I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. Then we made an agreement with the therapist. You violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. Wherever I would have saw him at, I would have knocked him out. I paid every bill in that household. I did nothing but buy you gifts. It's photos and everything of it. It's all on my page. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. They hiding from something. It's still here. Me buying her gifts. All that materialistic. If you notice, her entire thing was about materialism. Just fabricating. She just recently told me she don't got no money. So what you talking this money talk? You walk around with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry that I bought every single day. You talking this jewelry talk. First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. I wrote probably like 3 songs on her first album. If I listen to it, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. And when you listen to it, y'all know my pen. I never wanted a penny. I never wanted one dime. All of the music I wrote for her, I never wanted one penny. I never put my name on a credit. I never did anything. When people said, we know Pat writing that. Oh, you want to go in here and say, oh, I was making music before him. You was. That's why when I started writing it, they saw the difference.
To tell the truth, Remy sounded a little resentful during the live show. But with all the allegations circulating right now, people are making fun of Claressa since Remy warned her. But she was too preoccupied with Papoose to pay attention. She's feeding him and putting money in his pockets in addition to having sex with him as soon as people began disparaging her. She went on the internet to refute the accusations, and even assert that Papoose is the wealthiest man she has ever met. No one believes any of that, of course. They think she's only saying this to avoid seeming foolish in front of the she's embarrassed by Cap. People had their own opinions, as usual. One user stated, Claressa needs to be with someone who doesn't have kids. She should get married, start over, and have kids with someone who isn't well known. I think Remy, said another. Remy wouldn't have departed if Papoose wasn't acting like such a black love king. Unless anything goes wrong, women don't leave a household that is content, healthy, supportive, affectionate, and devoted, Remy claimed. That Papoose had broken their marriage vows and cheated on her several times. I think she's true. Observe Papoose's actions and methods. No good man would be weeping or attempting to mend that man's feelings about himself in his pockets. If he moves so quickly, a check is Claressa. Now, though, I'd like to hear your opinion regarding Papoose's infidelity with Claressa. What are your thoughts? And do any of you think he will actually leave her? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Also, remember to see this other chaotic video by clicking here.